I started taking Adderall about a month ago. And I told my husband, like, ain't no point in me taking a stimulant if it ain't gonna make no big difference. Like, I'm gonna just stop. Like, no point in putting it into my body. Um, and he was like, hold on. Like, you don't recognize how pleasant you've been in the mornings? And I'm like, no, like I'm the same. And he's like, no, no, no. You're completely different in our home in the morning.
So there's a viral video on TikTok about ADHD and HDD medication and stimulants that has gotten a lot of people talking. Let's talk about it. Hey, beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So we're having the conversation of ADHD, about HDD, the medication, and stimulant and all that. Let me know down in the comment section if you've been diagnosed professionally with ADHD or any type of condition. If you feel free, please go ahead and share. Are you on medication and do you believe in taking medication? So apparently, there's this woman that came online to talk about how she has been diagnosed for ADHD and ADHD. Okay, and she has been taking that medication for a while now, and while she was taking the medication, she did not feel like anything was changing. But even when she told her husband she wanted to, the husband said, "I don't think so. You've changed. You don't understand. You're more pleasant than when before you start your medication." And she didn't see any result. Like, well, I can't feel any difference. I feel the same until she was able to watch back a video in her son's room on her being medicated and her not being medicated, and you could clearly see the difference of both. Anyway, guys, let's go check this woman's story and then we'll come back and talk more. Also, this story has also led to a lot of other women coming to share their story about being medicated and not being medicated, what it feels like, and if this is something that we should look into. I'm really excited about this conversation because this has to do with mental health and how functional we are and how our brain works. So I would like to know, are you team Medicate or your team no Medicate? Because I know this can be a very sensitive conversation. So let me know your take. And I'm going to share my own story about being medicated too. So anyway, guys, let's go check it out and then we'll come back and talk more.
I started taking Adderall about a month ago. And I have consistently reported that I don't feel that different. Like my brain's still firing on all cylinders. I'm still going 100 miles per minute. Like I don't feel different. I'm going to share with you a video of me medicated and unmedicated 24 hours apart because up until recently, I did not know that the people around me were experiencing a different version of me. I was clueless to this. And 3 weeks into taking the medicine, I told my husband, like, ain't no point in me taking a stimulant if it ain't gonna make no big difference. Like, I'm gonna just stop. Like, no point in putting it into my body. And he was like, hold on. Like, you don't recognize how pleasant you've been in the mornings? And I'm like, no, like I'm the same. And he's like, no, no, no. You're completely different in our home in the morning. Up until that point, I did not know that. Fast forward to this past Friday, and I ran out. And I'm like, cool, no problem. I mean, I knew I was running out, but I got ADHD. I just procrastinated. I said, no problem. Saturday, I'll go pick it up. Couldn't pick it up. Issue with the pharmacy. I could not pick it up until Monday after work. So I'm going to show you Tuesday morning when I was still unmedicated, and Wednesday morning when I was. I want to reiterate that I did not know that it was this stark of a difference. And for a long time, I said, I've been this way my whole life. I've made it. I'm successful. I don't need any medication. And had I known that this version of me was showing up, I would have made a choice sooner. But I didn't know. So I'm going to share it. And yeah.
Tuesday morning, unmedicated. Who is missing?
Come brush your teeth. You're right. Come brush your teeth and wash your face. Come brush your teeth and wash your face. Here, here. Here.
Good morning, Henry. Good morning, Sophia. Good morning. So, woke up the next morning. Jack woke the next morning. Jack woke the next morning.
That's what did it. Yeah, yeah, he did it by himself. He's independent. Yeah, yeah, he got himself. Are you proud of yourself? Myself? Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah.
Good. I'm proud of you. You got yourself dressed all by yourself this morning. You're a big kid, man. All right, here's your pair of socks. There you go. Oh, Michael did it. Yeah, yeah, he got himself. Jesse's independent. Yeah, he did it all by himself. Jesse's independent. Yeah, yeah, he did it by himself.
What's my other song, Mom?
Where's my other son? I lost my son. There it is. There it is. We got ourselves dressed, but what's next?
Put your pajamas on the bed.
Put your pajamas on the bed. You got it covered. Okay. I'm coming in 3, 2, 1. I can see that you are not focused. I need you to take a deep breath so you can follow directions. I want you to get undressed. Go. No, that's not what I said. Get undressed. Put your clothes in the hamper.
I'm going to have a sleepover with my sleeping bag.
I want to reiterate one more time that I did not know that I was showing up differently. And it is extremely hard to watch those videos of myself because to think that that's been his experience with me is really hard to watch. And I do wish that my brain just worked differently and I could just do something different. But that's not how my brain works. And if it means that the people closest to me, the people I love most in this world, my husband, my son, my family, my friends, get a different version of me that shows up, then I'm just going to take the medicine. And I'm not going to fight it because they deserve the very best. And I love them too much to give them anything less. Hope this helps. I started taking Adderall about a month ago. And I have consistently reported that I don't feel that.
I had a full psych eval. I was there for 3 to 4 hours and I was diagnosed with ADHD. It came as no surprise. I have a son who's autistic and my youngest son was also diagnosed with ADHD. I've been on Strattera and right now I'm trying Adderall. It's my first stimulant that I'm on. The Strattera wasn't horrible. I was on it for a month. It just made me really sleepy. With Adderall, it's horrible. I am the before of her, and I want what that mom has with ADHD medication. I'm gonna get emotional. The Adderall has made me very mean. I don't hit my children, but when I'm on this medication, I have no mental clarity, emotional regulation. Like the fog, the veil that lifts, I haven't felt that. So I want to know your experience. Should I go back to a non-stimulant, write it out a little longer? Should I try Vyvanse? That's what is up next on the roster. Just let me know. Obviously, I have an appointment on Monday. I'm going to talk to my medical professional, but it's just a little, it sucks. It sucks. Now I got cheese in my hair, girl.
I struggle with taking my ADHD medicine every single day, but after seeing that video of that lady showing herself not on medication and how she interacted with her child and how she was the very next day, and how she interacted with her child, I found them doggone pills so quick. I literally just posted a video last week where I said, it is not you who's suffering when you're not on your medication. It's the people who are around you that are suffering. You figured out how to live in your chaos, and to you, it's normal. To the people around you, they want to wring your damn neck. I am mean when I'm not on my medication. Don't talk to me. I'm pissed off that I can't find my keys, but I'm actually the one that lost my keys, and I'm going to take it out on you because I feel like you lost them, but it was really me that lost them. My brain is teaching me how smart I am and how I'm able to move things around because it's saying things like, hey, look at your schedule. You actually need to move it down and start later in the day because you're more productive in the morning. So do the stuff you hate to do in the morning. Go change your schedule. I know there's people that's like, yeah, but you should try something natural. As someone who has severe ADHD, natural don't work for me, boo. I've tried it all. That video shed light on the fact that our brains really do work differently than someone who doesn't have ADHD or someone who's neurotypical. Now I'm about to start side-eyeing all my friends. When you going to the doctor?
I saw a viral video of a woman who was late diagnosed with ADHD showing footage of the difference and like how she was experiencing life on stimulant medication versus off stimulant medication. And it was like very impactful for a lot of people. And I myself am late diagnosed with ADHD, and I started Vyvanse coming up on 2 months ago, and it has also been life-changing for me. And so I wanted to just like go over some of the improvements that I've been noticing because I think it could be helpful for people to like see other, I don't know, when I start a new medication, I'm always like Googling, trying to find other people talking about it. I've like looked up videos on TikTok of people talking about it to like know what to expect. And so I don't know, I just wanted to talk about what my experience has been like. If you've seen any of my recent videos complaining about the pharmaceutical industry as a whole, you will know it has been hell for me to actually access the Vyvanse I've been prescribed, and yet nevertheless I persist because it is that worth it to me. It has made that noticeable of an impact on my quality of life. When I was getting on it, I was seeing a lot of accounts of people being like, it's like I took it and then it's like my brain was quiet and it made me want to cry because it was such a profound difference. That wasn't exactly it for me. It does make my brain quiet. It makes my brain slow down, but it wasn't like somebody like flipped a switch. It's like before my brain had such an unhinderable, unchecked volume of thoughts at like peak volume constantly. And now it's like I can choose which thoughts to think about. Like I can look at the pile of thoughts and be like, I'm only going to think about that one right now. One huge difference is that sitting around just like bed rotting is no longer more enjoyable for me than getting things done. Like it's less enjoyable for me to bed rot than to get up and do something. And that is like insane for me. And I used to interpret that as depression for a long time. But then in the past year or so, I've been telling my therapist, I don't think this is depression. I've been depressed before and this feels different, but I'm just having such a hard time getting out of bed. And it turned out that it was the ADHD. One specific way that I'm noticing this impact me is going to the store. Going to the store used to stress me out so bad. I would get into the store, I'd be like, I hate it, I'm overwhelmed, this is horrible. Now I kind of enjoy going to the store. Like not every time, I don't know, sometimes it sucks, but I can be in the store and be having a fine or even good time, which is new. The wildest thing I think is the way it's impacted my sleep. I used to be somebody who it was so hard for me if I had to get up before 9 a.m. And I know how insane that sounds because yes, I'm a full grown adult with a full grown adult job, and it was just so hard for me to get up before 9 a.m. I wake up at like 7:30 a.m. every day on my own now, ready to get up and out of bed before I have taken my Vyvanse. It's like being on Vyvanse for a couple of months has retrained my brain to like want to be up and at 'em, to be excited about being up and at 'em. And it's not that I'm waking up every day like, oh my God, I can't wait to take my Vyvanse. No, I will wake up and I won't take it for 2 or 3 hours sometimes. And it is still, I'm waking up and like ready and excited to be up at 7:30 a.m. It's also in general just easier for me to like not be overwhelmed because it used to be that I would kind of have like, instead of a to-do list in my head, it's like I would just have a mental jumble of things. And then I would look at that mental pile and be like, oh my God, this is so many things. I'm so overwhelmed. But now it's like I can look at it and it's kind of like all these separate things that I've organized and are not just existing in a big tingly pile. And I can be like, all right, we can just, we'll do one thing at a time and we'll get this done. This is getting kind of long, so let me know if you'll want more. But the last thing I noticed, everybody warned me so much when I was going on Vyvanse, like, it can kill your appetite, you have to make sure to eat. It's done the opposite for me. I get hungry at meal times now. I used to not get hungry. I would just be not hungry, and then I would be so hungry that I felt sick, and I would skip the actually feeling hungry part, but I get the actually feeling hungry at meal times part now. That's just some of the things I've noticed in 2 months. And that was on 20 milligrams of Vyvanse, a literal child's. That's a subclinical dose. The starting dose is supposed to be 30, and I'm going up to 30 the next time. Yeah, just profound impact on my life. And I hope that this is helpful to anybody considering starting it. Let me know if you have any more questions or if you want to hear more about my experience, because I'm so happy to talk about it if it can help people.
I'm going to reply to several questions that I've had, and I think this comment is hilarious, so this is what I'm using. So, number one, in terms of how I got diagnosed. So, I think it's important to know that I had to be extremely persistent in being diagnosed. 15 years ago, no, I don't know, back in college, 20 years ago, my mom was like, hey, guys, I just got diagnosed with ADHD. I'm seeing some things in you guys you probably want to get treated. And I'm like, Ma, you can't just because you got ADHD, don't mean everybody, you can't just be diagnosed with people. Fast forward like a couple years later, I went to a therapist while I was living in Chicago, and she was like, hey, have you ever thought about ADHD? Immediately triggered. No, I don't have ADHD. Move on. It wasn't until I had my son in 2020 where I was like, things are getting very real. Things are getting very real. I'm struggling. And that is when I really started to take note of what was happening in my body and my mind. It took me 3 doctors after that to get a diagnosis. My first doctor was completely dismissive of what I was feeling. Like, yeah, I'm having a really hard time. Like, I can't really focus. I'm very irritable. It's like, motherhood, you're probably just anxious. Okay, thank you so much. And then I went to another doctor because things are getting harder. I'm in a doctoral program. I'm trying to be a mother. We moved to a new city. Like, I am struggling. I went to another doctor. That doctor literally forgot about me. Like, hi, just like following up on our conversation. Forgot about me. So I got really discouraged. Finally, I said, okay, after watching TikToks, let me find a Black woman doctor, see if that helps. I went in there. Literally, I was ready to be on some John Q shit. Like, I'm not leaving here without something. So as I'm talking to this lady, she's validating me. She's listening to me. She's like, yeah, it really sounds like you're struggling, whatever. From that point, I was still scared to try a stimulant. I was very scared of addictive things. Like, that's one of like the things I've been anxious about my whole life, even though like, I don't do drugs at all. I'm super anxious about becoming addicted to something. All my friends know this. It's like my biggest fear. So she put me on the non-stimulant first. I tried Strattera. The problem with Strattera for me, one, it takes 2 weeks before it starts to set in your system. That means you have to remember for 2 weeks to do something every single day so that you can see the impact on how much you can remember things. I could not. So I tried. It was like very inconsistent. I just couldn't keep up with it. From there, I didn't do anything for like 9 months. I just was raw dogging it because honestly, like I said, I'm pretty successful in my career. I'm a pretty good mom. Like, I'm cool. Whatever happened. Oh, I was also trying to have a baby. For a long time, we've been trying. So if anybody got any tips, I'm open to it. For a long time, I was trying. I was like, listen, I don't want to start a stimulant, find out that it works, have to stop the stimulant, and then it affects how I am as a mom to my son, the new baby, whatever. So like, let me just not stop. Let me just not start. Since it's been a very long time since I've been trying, I was like, I'll just try. Like, ain't no point in like keep putting it off. I'll just try the stimulant. I got on the phone with my doctor and I told her I'm really scared of doing this. And in the appointment, the virtual appointment, I was like, so I'm at the point where I can choose Strattera, I can choose a stimulant, and I don't really know what to do. And I just really need you to give me some advice. And she was like, do you want me to make the decision for you? And I was like, yes, make the decision for me. She said, we're going to start you on 10 milligrams of Adderall, and then in 10 days, we're going to check in. And that's what we did. And then I was like, I don't really feel no different, which maybe I was, I don't know, because clearly I lack self-awareness. And so I didn't really feel any different. She put me on 20, and that is when everything started to be noticeably different. So I'm comfortably at 20 milligrams of Adderall. A lot of people have talked about how like Adderall made them feel weird or like it didn't work. And I just want to encourage you that different medicines do different things for different people. Some people in the comments are talking about Vyvanse or Ritalin or whatever it is. You just got to be persistent and find out what works for you. I am very grateful that my experience has been what it has been on this medicine. But I also think it's not for nothing. It was really hard to get to this point. And it's not, don't feel discouraged if it's not just like an overnight fix for you, or if the first medicine doesn't work, or if the first doctor doesn't do what you want them to do. I think this experience showed me it is so important to do what is necessary for your family, especially if you have children, for your children, because they deserve a life that is meaningful and whole and consistent and joyful.
Please let me know what you guys think about this conversation. I know this conversation is very intense and very sensitive. So go ahead down in the comment section, share your thought. But please, as always, keep it respectful here on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought. Love to know what you guys think. So this will be the first time I will share this. I know I usually talk to you guys about how I was in therapy, how I was being self-aware and all that. Even though I personally have not been diagnosed with ADHD, which maybe I should look into it, because I have a doctor friend that has actually told me like, you better go look into it, because I can clearly see that you have ADHD, but I'm not going to diagnose you, but you have to go through the diagnose process. And from what I've seen on the internet, I kind of display some patterns of ADHD in terms of concentration, hyper focus, not focusing, procrastination, and all that. And I do understand that the way your mind works, the way your brain works, sometimes affects how things are being related and how things are being done. And for me personally, I feel like it's not everybody that needs, not everybody that should be on medication. I personally, just like the woman, one thing I'm scared of is being addicted to a particular thing, anything. Like, I'm seriously scared of it. So if I'm doing something over and over and over again, and I see like, no, I try to break that pattern, because I have said that nothing's going to control me. And when I was seeing my therapies, I was doing the self awareness, self healing. Maybe that was something that switched things into my brain and made me very in that place where I can process my thought and then being very confident about it. Maybe that is it. But I remember I was talking and we were talking, and she was like, and I was letting, and that's something I noticed in my life in my early 30s. I don't know how to shut down my brain. When people say, oh, they are relaxing, I don't know what relax is all my life. I don't know what it was. And I used to like, when people say, oh, they are shutting down, they are relaxing, I don't know. Every time I try to lie down, my brain is running. Like, I can feel my brain literally running. It's running 10 miles, doing this. I need to do this, thinking of the past, thinking of the future. Like, my mind is always racing. And not just in small places, but I realize that it's always like all over the place and all that. And I do realize that it's kind of shifted the way I handle things. And also, I'll say I won't even call an OCD. That's, I don't know, maybe it's the ADHD too. I like my things a certain way. I feel very creep out when people touch my things, people touch me. Like, honestly, like, people is, I'm one of the most difficult people to live with. I can say that, because I like my things done a certain way. I don't like, my mom used to say something, that I'm an organized chaos. And so anyway, let me go back to my therapist. So being my therapist was like, you know what, I want to put you on the medication. The truth is that I don't know the name of the medication, and I choose not to know the name of the medication. I have my prescription on my phone. So when I go to the pharmacy, I just show them. I realized that medication, I remember when I first started taking it, it just really makes me sleep. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I get to that place where I just rest. I remember the first time I took the medication, I rested. I woke up the next morning. I knocked out. And the truth is that the way the medication works, and I know somebody might figure out the medication, yeah. The way the medication, once I take it, I don't feel drowsy in any form. I don't feel any type of way. I go about my day till I'm ready to rest. And once I lay back and say I want to rest, I go into that deep sleep. And sometimes before I can go into that deep sleep, I must have exhausted myself. I must have probably at the gym, worked 3 hours at the gym, and all that. That I can get to that place where I go into that deep sleep. But with this medication, I go into it. And when I wake up, it's almost like my brain is relaxed. And I really wish like I have a camera like this woman to see the shift that goes on in my energy and all that. But physically, I just feel like I feel like my brain is relaxed. And I do realize that when I take that medication for the next couple of, and because I was scared of not being addicted to anything, I didn't take it the way, like I was supposed to take it for 3 months first. No, I'll take it every other day as I need it. So that's how I was taking it. So I was taking it every other day when I feel like I can shut down my brain and I need to shut down my brain. I take it. And I don't know if some of you guys can, I don't know, some of my videos back, which that was a very physical thing I saw in myself. Some of my videos back, like maybe 2 years ago, you could clearly see that, I don't know, my eyes were not, I feel like my eyes, one of my eye was like this, one was like this. I don't know how to explain it. I'll try and see if I can put a picture of it. But I realized by the time I was on that medication for a long time, I realized that when I feel very stressed and all that, that happens to me. So taking that medication, I feel like kind of helps to really relax my mind and all that. So I'm not really a don't take any medication and all that. For me, is that make sure that like make sure you need it and don't get addicted, because I know most of this medication can be very, very addictive. And like the other lady said, the same medication everybody's worrying about did nothing for her, made her more mean and all that. But I personally, I don't see anything wrong with taking a medication if you feel like you need it. And I feel like since the medication, I take it when I feel like I need it, when I feel like, because I don't, like I said, I don't want to get addicted. I take it when I feel like I need that decompress, that rest, that reset. I take it. And I realized that since I started, and this is a medication I started taking like 2020, 2021. So, but I realized that when I feel exhausted and I take it, it just helped me to restart really well and make me more productive. And I realized the very first couple of days I'll take the medication, I'll be very, very slow, very chilled, not aggressive, not overreactive. And after that, it's almost like I get back into the fun of where I become more productive, more organized, and I do things. Or else I'm all over the place trying to do 10,000 things. And before you know, the day is over. I didn't achieve anything and all that. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think about this conversation about taking medication for your mental health, for your ADHD, for whatever. You guys let me know what you guys think about it. I don't know if I'm comfortable people putting out medications on the comment section, but please, nobody, don't go buy anything. Make sure you're being diagnosed. Make sure a professional diagnose you and give you a prescription. And if it's not working for you, please stop it. If you feel like it's not helping you to be the better version of yourself, please stop it. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with women sharing their story, especially Black women sharing their story when it comes to mental health and how it's been perceived. And these are the things that, like in my society, are things that people laugh about, frown about. I remember when I told some of my people, my friends, family, that I was medicated. I got people laughed at me. I know that, but I'll say that that has actually made me be a better version of myself. And yeah, anyway, you guys let me know what you guys think. Share your thought about this down in the comment section. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go ahead, feel free, share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this guy here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.